Hello and welcome to this beautiful podcast that we are. We're blessed to have a very special guest today with us. And let me just introduce right to you, Mr. Vivek Mishra, the CEO of Raphe mPhibr. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for taking out your time. Let's just right into the a quick little introduction about the company and how exactly is Uttar Pradesh. Why did you choose Uttar Pradesh as your destination of investment?
So the name of the company is Raphe mPhibr. So we are around now a decade old, and back then when we started around 2016, 2017, the major idea was to be close to the customer. So we primarily deal with uh, Indian security forces, and the products are deployed along the borders of the country, and this was a place where we could reach everywhere easily, and we had heard great things about the ease of setting up the factory, the ease of setting up research, and also um, a lot of cutting edge research happens here. So we need people from across the world, and being closer to Delhi, this was at the time we thought that this would be the best place to start with.
Perfect. That's great. Well, talking about the ease, Uttar Pradesh also has a network of policies. We like to call ourselves as the Policy Pradesh. We've got an umbrella IPP policy, and then we've got the foreign direct investment policy. We also have the new GCC policy, which is the Global Capability Center policy. Not a lot of states have actually, ventured themselves. We like to take pride in the fact that the authorities and the bureaucracy and the cabinets is very active, very bullish about having introduced newer policies. So, what policy did Rafi was a part of? How did you take benefit from it? How was it reached? If you're
So the major prime policy I would say that we have benefited a lot is the UPLC incentive, where we have um, got the incentives for setting up and doing capital investments on manufacturing of electronics and manufacturing of subsystems. Um, Other than that, there are policies related to electrical consumption, related to, I would say, land, purchase of land, stuff like that. So, and the best thing that I would say has been the single window policy.
right.
And that is actually quite useful because you don't have to go to different departments and talk to them and try and give an application. So that has proven quite well. And as you said, what we have seen is over last 9-10 years, we have literally seen things improving on ground. So the policies were formed, execution started, and we have seen that bit by bit, every time we apply for a new thing, the speed is faster, the execution is better. So that is what I like to see, because usually it's about output.
Right.
And when you see the output on ground, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of, I would say, safety, in terms of ease of doing business, that we have seen on ground improve, I would say, exponentially over last 9-10 years.
Well, fast approvals have been Uttar Pradesh's backbone because there were times that, people would put in an application and that would take time. Business runs on time, and UP's really gotten into the center of the time is money at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
talking about fast, there's a huge network of expressways. As per the UP, the new language that we talk about is we say UP is Uttar Pradesh is the expressway Pradesh.
Yeah.
So logistically, this entire facility, because your product manufactures, so you create that product and then you have to send it across.
Yes.
Even the raw materials have to be moved in and out.
Yeah.
So the shipping part, the logistics part, how do you think the expressways or that logistics part has been handled? And I'm talking about this particular facility wherein you're getting things and you're also then shipping things.
See, whoever comes in, whoever I talk to them about roads and infrastructure in Noida.
Right.
So yesterday I was talking to somebody about this. They were talking about other cities, and I told them, see, I like Noida especially, because it takes me 15 minutes, whatever time it is, to come from home and here. That is the major thing, because I don't like doing commute more than half an hour. So the infrastructure has developed significantly over, again, last 5 to 10 years, not only in terms of getting connected to other places, but also internally, because that is a huge part of your day. If you're spending 2 hours a day in commuting, you are actually wasting that time and wasting your life.
Absolutely.
Similarly, since we are dealing with security forces, so we have to go to different places, either for demonstration or deployment. So the connectivity from other states in the north, in the east, in the west is quite good. And we have been, even if somebody needs a particular system in 2 days and they are 400, 500 kilometer away, we are able to get there on time if we have 2 drivers, of course.
Fantastic. Now, talking about the skill and the talent pool around this area, of course, people would love to work in places and, when conducive environments are made. How have you been able to grapple the talent pool? Because I think when you talk about R&Ds with this particular phase coming up, and you've been focused on R&D a lot for the future. So I'm sure best minds are required for that. So what about that talent pool from Uttar Pradesh, wherein, you need skilled manpower and that hardcore brain that you need for, and multiple in that scenario.
Yeah.
So how would you think that, the state has actually coming up with, or any suggestion from your side when, any new development of a skill that you would want in a resource to be hired to Rafe's?
See, our vision and philosophy has been that we want to do niche things. We want to surpass the state of the art. And this is where research, manufacturing, and research in manufacturing comes in.
Correct.
So, as far as this skill is concerned, it needs to be taught, especially with us. But what is required, which I keep saying, is intent.
Right.
So if you have intent, Indians are very smart.
Right.
If you mix that with intent, you can learn anything. So what we have seen here, especially people who have joined from UP in, say, production or research, I see a lot of intent. They are hungry to learn, and they are not afraid of putting in that time and effort to learn this, because usually it takes 6 to 12 months to get trained about a particular say machining or R&D or simulations. And that is where we have seen a lot of good resources available in UP. And adding one more layer to it is the acceptability of people coming from not only all over India, but also from across the world coming and joining here. So again, we have seen development back in 2016 and 2017, when we used to say that, hey, we are in Noida. There used to be some hesitation about, okay, Noida seems dodgy, we shouldn't join there. But then I think over last 3-4 years again, if we say we are in Noida, people are happy, they come here, and we have people from across the world.
Right.
So again, the infrastructure plays a huge part, commute plays a huge part, and we have a lot of young folks.
Right.
So they want to go, they want to shop, they want to go to a cafe, and that is available. So you can work, then you can go have some fun, have some entertainment, and then come back. So the ecosystem for industrial development has been built over last 7 to 8 years.
I was thinking about ecosystem all the time that you were told.
Yeah.
You just smashed out that word from my mind, but great. Defense corridor. India entirely has 2 defense corridors.
Yeah.
One, if it happens to be in UP, which is, of course, the newest one. How have you benefited from it? How is it important for you? Because we've spoken about the logistics, of course, you going across, but you being a defense manufacturing firm, how do you see the defense corridor policy as a defense corridor idea entirely? How's that benefited you?
See, the benefit is still to come.
Okay.
Our vision is to establish that defense and aerospace ecosystem in India.
Right.
And defense corridor is the amazing step towards it, which enables and should enable and will enable the growth of R&D and manufacturing in India.
Right.
So we are primarily focused towards building systems and subsystems, and we want people to come up and take the initiative to do good research and good manufacturing in those subsystems as well. And defense corridor is the one which will help in this, because there are a lot of good policies which enable and try to foster this philosophy. So I think within a couple of years, like I've seen the trajectory over last 7-10 years, within couple of years we should start seeing the benefits of having a defense corridor where a great push is being done for subsystem, low level, level 0, level 1 manufacturing. So I'm quite hopeful that within 5 to 10 years we'll be self-sufficient in defense and aerospace.
Great. Well, the Prime Minister's vision has been really clear. Prime Minister wants India to go on to the level of $5 trillion economy.
Yeah.
And with that vision, our Honorable Chief Minister has drawn that vision line. And, we now vision ourselves as a $1 trillion economy. For that league, we would definitely need certain decisions from anchor investors like yourself. How do you see that vision of $1 trillion? Of course, that's like a broader version of, but how does Rafe's involvement of vision align with our vision of $1 trillion economy?
See, the growth of economy comes in through the base manufacturing, base research sectors.
Right.
And I think it's the right push so that we are able to develop those key deep technologies which are required to propel. If you'll see, since aerospace, I'll give an example of aerospace. The major value addition is done at the manufacturer level. So when you see airlines operating, the margins are very thin.
Yeah.
But the major goes into the likes of Boeing and likes of Airbus, the ones who are developing the tech and manufacturing it.
Correct.
And this is what the push has been in Make in India. And we as private industry need to realize this. And wherever I go, I say the same thing, that the government, be it central government, be it UP government, they are doing their part in enabling the industry, not only in terms of policy, but also in terms of investment. A lot of research funds are available, lot of PLI schemes are there. It's now our responsibility to contribute to that more, not only in terms of time, but also in terms of money. We need to invest more and more towards basic research and basic manufacturing.
Excellent. That's of course very important. And I think the most successful companies in the world have brought in a lot of time, a lot of effort and money to kind of develop their R&Ds, researchers. On that note, how about talking a little bit about the ease of doing business? It's a daily to daily affair wherein newer things come in, and then you would also like to venture into a newer conglomeracy, if not talking about any other field ecstatically. But defense, of course, if you're making a part which is involved into infrastructure or any other sector for that matter. So how do you think that ease of doing business across in this ecosystem wherein you've been in the business for a while now? So how do you think that has impacted you when it comes to Uttar Pradesh?
See, it has been phenomenal. I mean, it has grown exponentially, and I'll give you a couple of examples. The first thing that is needed to solve a problem is to identify and realize that it is a problem.
Right.
So when we go about telling that, hey, this is a problem to the administration, it doesn't come out as a complaint, but it comes out as a feedback, and they take it positively and work on it. Say, for example, electrical infrastructure. When we started, it was not there, but a lot of push has been given, a lot of money has been invested to develop the electrical infrastructure in this area in around Noida. And now we see much better outputs when it comes to getting the electrical power. Similarly, we wanted to expand. We wanted to. There are a lot of plans around doing basic research in materials for which you need bigger areas. And as soon as it was communicated and our performance has been good, they know that the intent is to do good research and manufacturing. They're trying everything to allocate some land so that expansion can happen. So there is a lot of intent in improvement, and nothing is perfect.
Of course.
What matters is that you can take that feedback and then improve it, which has been amazing.
Thank you so much for that. As Uttar Pradesh is, as you said, it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
People go through that particular learning curve. And there are times when, now I don't know how comfortable would you be talking about, because as a defense firm, you would be manufacturing a lot of products which you're not supposed to kind of let out. But what is a new product line? If you, just talk a little bit about that, because this creates a little buzz around. This is being made in Uttar Pradesh, because not a lot of people know that mobile manufacturing is like one of the hubs. Uttar Pradesh is the hub here. I mean, we create kind of approximately more than 50% of mobile manufacturing in Uttar Pradesh, and not a lot of people are aware about it. So what do you think? If you can just draw a line on what products are you manufacturing here? Something exciting, something that people would like to know about, companies would like to know about, and then probably be shocked about that. Oh, this is being made in Uttar Pradesh. Really? Is that how it is?
So, as you rightly pointed out, I can't share much about the products and what it does. But then I can tell you that there is a full range of product unmanned aerial systems that we do. And we recently got commendation from Chief of Army Staff for our contribution in Operation Sindoor.
Wow.
So, the products have been used by the Army, Air Force, Navy and other security forces, and we like to work very closely with them, know what are the requirements and build a product which they can use,
Right.
which they can use in their daily operations, which they can use in emergencies. And as far as the range of products is concerned, we have UAVs which can carry a payload of say 200 grams to UAVs which can carry a payload of 300 kilograms. So it's a wide range.
100 kilograms?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
the focus is to build everything so that we are self-sustained, and not only us, but to develop an ecosystem so that these subsystems can be done. So as of now, the state is that 100% of the UAV, which includes airframe, electronics, software, even wire harnesses, they are manufactured here. And we are trying to find partners who have the same intent to do research and manufacturing, and we can provide them that technology. The next step is moving towards payloads. So payloads is EOIR cameras, radars, and other things which can help the UAV be smarter,
Right.
and give information and take actions. So this is where we are moving towards the next phase. After making 100% of the bird indigenous, we want to go towards making payloads indigenous, and that to 100%, which is completely designed, developed and manufactured here.
Right. Well, we just spoke about the defense and how, operations across borders that you've been, the companies supporting the government, you. And honestly, I am now thankful of, I can say a part of when I say that I sleeps, calmly in my bed in the night, because it's people like you who support our army, and, how exactly that. But what about safety internal? What about safety of the women? Have you seen a considerable amount of change there when you talk about women's safety, when you talk about a safety of a citizen for that matter? Because UP had that, leverage of having said that UP is a jungle Raj. UP is that somebody can, anybody can do anything. What about that? Has that changed?
I think that has changed the most.
Wow.
So we have a lot of women who are working in research and production. So when we started, we didn't want to do a discrimination that if a guy is able to stay until 3 a.m. because his project is pending, a girl or a woman should also get the same opportunity to do that. And I can tell you that it's there. Right now, for our research team, we have flexible timings. They can come whenever they want. They can go whenever they want.
Right.
And there is either it's a guy or a girl or a man or a woman. They'll stay here until they want. And earlier the perception was that it's unsafe for sure. And see, that perception has changed because the output has changed.
Of course.
There are lot less crimes. You can actually go out at 11, 12, 1 in the night, and lot of safety measures have been assured, and a lot of infrastructure has been developed around it so that everybody can feel safe, not only women but also men.
Right. Well, that's great, of course, because a lot of people have been talking about it. That's like the new market buzz, that UP is not only safer, it's gotten that conducive environment for business.
Yeah.
It's easy to come over, start and invest here in Uttar Pradesh. Now, on that little note, would like to just go on to that last line of, how would you like to, if you have to say something about to the investors coming across, we've got a range of policies that he just spoke about. FDI is one of them. Let me just bring this to your notice that Uttar Pradesh is the only state that has a separate FDI policy. And we're the only state, we take pride in this. We've got a GCC policy, we've got an IAPP policy, and a huge range of policies. Now, with that FDI policy, we're going bullish across the world. We've got trade desks made, we've got country desks made, we've got sector desks made. There are senior officials being a part of and heading those desks. There's work done every day. There are questions asked every day. And to be really honest, I see a lot of considerable change, a lot of huge exponential growth on the side of having foreign investors come and invest in Uttar Pradesh about that FDI policy. So any message that you would like to shed across for companies across and defense companies across for Uttar Pradesh, and how exactly, why, what is in it for one they want to come here in Uttar Pradesh and, invest? How would they benefit from? Right from you.
See, you've already covered a lot of things there, but I'll just to reiterate, see, the ease of doing business is there. Like whatever you need, whatever licenses is required, that is at single window.
Right.
There's a lot of push towards R&D and manufacturing in terms of PLIs, in terms of incentives for capital investment. And you've already covered FDI is at the forefront as well, where there are a lot of benefits related to that. And the most important thing, which I already said earlier, is the intent, right? I see a lot of intent in supporting the businesses, in taking the feedbacks. Nothing can be perfect. It's a evolution, and the needs of the industry change, the needs of the people change, and the idea is to adapt it. And I see a lot of intent in adaptation, taking the feedback, making things better, which is what because it can take you 20 years, but you can never be perfect.
Sure.
But if this is implemented, which is what I'm seeing, it's a great place to establish anything here.
Thank you so much, Vivekji, for your time. We really appreciate your feedback, everything that you said. We'd be more than happy for any future feedbacks as well, because the government of UP is now open. I'm sure there is a range of officers, Udyami Mitras, the entire we've segregated the entire thing.
Yeah.
So we'd be very happy for any feedbacks in the future. But thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
you. Really thanks you. Thank you very much.